Most people spend their entire working life focused on one goal, building a retirement nest egg. So they save, they invest, they watch their accounts grow. But when retirement finally arrives, then something important changes. The problem, as we've talked about so much, is no longer just growing money. The problem becomes turning that money into reliable income. And that shift from, the accumulation phase to that income phase is where so many retirees they struggle, because those strategies that helped you grow that wealth are not always the same strategies that reliably produce that income. And that's exactly why pensions used to be so valuable, right? A pension solved the biggest retirement problem. It converted savings into a predictable paycheck for life. Now, unfortunately, pensions have largely disappeared. I think I read that like 20% of Americans have pensions, and 15 out of those 20% are government workers. But the interesting thing is you can actually create your own personal pension. And one of the ways that we do that, or that, our clients do that, is with the annuity designed for lifetime income. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, right? Annuities are probably one of the most misunderstood, most criticized financial vehicles in the retirement world. Because if you go online, you'll find all kinds of different opinions. Some people love them, some people hate them. And unfortunately, there has been a lot of misinformation and propaganda surrounding annuities over the years. But let me get off my soapbox. What annuities really do is they allow us to increase sustainable spending, they reduce the risk of a retiree running out of money. And they provide a level of financial stability that pure investment portfolios sometimes struggle to actually deliver. Now, but that doesn't mean that every annuity is good. Far from it. Because the word annuity is a lot like the word car. If someone says they bought a car, you wouldn't really know if they bought a Honda Civic, a Ford F-150 pickup truck, or a Ferrari. They're all completely different things. Annuities are the same way. There are many different types of annuities with different costs, features, and purposes, and some are designed for, accumulation, and some are designed for income. Some are simple, some are extremely complex. But that right there is why it's critical to work with a fiduciary advisor who can actually help determine whether an annuity makes sense for your specific situation and how it should be incorporated into a broader retirement plan. Now, with that context in mind, let's walk through an example of exactly how someone might create their own personal pension in retirement. So let's imagine a couple who are both 62 years old today. They're going to retire at age 65. They've done a good job saving and investing throughout their careers, but they want something very specific in retirement, and they want to know that no matter what happens in the stock market, a portion of their income will always be there. So at age 62, they're going to put 540,000 into an annuity designed to produce lifetime income. But they don't want to start that right away. Instead, they're going to defer the income for 3 years. So from age 62 to 65. And during those 3 years, the future income benefit increases. Think about how Social Security from 67 to 70 gives you that 8% guaranteed increase. These annuities will do the exact same thing. So for this couple at age 65, the income turns on. And in this example, they're going to get approximately $50,000 per year, and that income is going to continue for the rest of their lives. It's a joint and survivor. It doesn't matter if the stock market is up, doesn't matter if the stock market is down, it doesn't matter if we go through another recession, that income is going to keep coming year after year, month after month. And it's why many retirees think of this strategy as creating their own personal pension. And let's put this into context again, because one of the most interesting parts of this strategy is how it compares to what I call conventional wisdom, or the conventional market-based retirement planning. So many financial planners use something called the 4% rule. And the idea is that you withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year in retirement. Historically, that withdrawal rate has given retirees a reasonable chance of their money to last through a 30-year period. So if someone wanted to generate $50,000 using that 4% rule, well, they're actually going to need a portfolio of approximately $1.25 million. Now, think about that for a moment. And this is why the context is so important, because to generate that same $50,000 of income through traditional market withdrawals, you would need, again, $1,250,000. But think about this for a second, because in the annuity example we just used, that annuity required only $540,000 to generate that same income. That's less than half of the capital. And again, this doesn't mean annuities replace investing. They solve a different problem. Investments are fantastic for growing wealth on a lump sum basis, but annuities are designed specifically to convert that wealth into lifetime predictable income. And because annuity payouts are based on actuarial pooling and lifetime income guarantees, they can often produce significantly more income from the exact same amount of capital. And that's why so many retirement plans, we just combine combine those two strategies. For example, a retiree might use an annuity to create a baseline income floor, income that covers essential expenses, things like housing, groceries, insurance, utilities, and then the rest of their investment can be used and remain invested for growth and flexibility down the road. Another major benefit is protection against something we call sequence of returns risk. This is probably one of the biggest dangers that retirees face because if the market declines early in retirement, and you're withdrawing from your portfolio at the same time, you can permanently damage the longevity of your savings. But again, when a portion of your income is going to come from a pension style annuity, you're no longer forced to sell investments during market downturns. That guaranteed income keeps coming, which can make the rest of your portfolio that much more resilient. So if you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: you do not need a traditional pension to have pension-like income. With the right strategy, you can actually create your own personal pension. And for many retirees, that dramatically improves the stability and confidence of their retirement plan. So if you found this helpful, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, because all we do here on Annuities in Retirement is focus on helping people really understand how annuities actually work, when they make sense, and how they fit into real retirement plans. And if you'd like help kind of determining whether creating your own personal pension might make sense for your situation, there is a link below where you can schedule a conversation and we'll help get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.